Hello and welcome to Data Sunrise demo. In this demo, we'll see how we can audit different query types. Data Sunrise has three modes. One of them is a proxy, another one is a trailing database audit logs, and the third mode is a sniffer. In this demo, I'll show you how you can trail PostgreSQL instance logs, and I will use PG audit module already configured. And this module already is running in the background of my PostgreSQL instance. So everyone who will connect to my PostgreSQL instance directly will come onto the supervision of this PG audit module. Now, let's review the settings inside of Data Sunrise. So to show you how I can configure all the settings, I go to my PostgreSQL instance. In the capture mode of this PostgreSQL instance, I've disabled the proxy mode. Right? So I'm going to trail logs from my database instance only. And there are rules for my PostgreSQL. One of them is active. It's going to capture different queries connected to the manipulation with users. Here are the settings. One of them I'm going to log bind variables here, so it will usable to see what variables are supplied to my query. And since this trailing mode in Data Sunrise does not provide us the query results because actually the database instance is not able to do that, I've checked out this checkbox. And also I'm going to depersonalize queries, and it means that any password values is going to be masked with some kind of asterisk or question marks. And in the query types on the filter statements, I use these statements like altering users, creating users, dropping users, and so on. Okay, now this rule is active, right? And my PostgreSQL. Now, how you can test this rule? To test this rule, I'm connected to the database instance directly. This is my dbeaver application, and I'm going to use my PostgreSQL instance connected to the public database. Now I'm going to create a user with this password. Right. So please remember that Data Sunrise is able to capture logs from a PG audit module, right, and parse queries and session information. Now we're going to test the creating user. Right. The user is created, and PG audit module integrated with PostgreSQL instance is going to supply the information to Data Sunrise instance. The Data Sunrise instance should trigger respectful rules. Right. Now I'm going to drop that user, and I use the same command. Right. So I created user and drop the user. If the logging is not enabled in PostgreSQL, then we will not be able to know about such an event, right? So, but Data Sunrise provides us with the ability to know about that and capture this information. Let's go back to Data Sunrise. And here is my audit module, rules, and transactional trails. So, since I've executed a couple of commands, let's refresh this here, right? Okay, I have a couple of entries. So I see this is exact time, right? I've executed. Now let's look inside of this first event. We see that this rule is triggered. If we need, we can provide different alerts via subscriber interface, right? And this is the dbeaver application I use. We see there's a client host and information about the time. Now, what about the dropping users? What kind of information we can see? This is the second ID I have. And in this case, no password is specified, right? So Data Sunrise didn't use any depersonalization for the password. But in case of creating user, so we can see the difference. The password was supplied, but Data Sunrise detected there is a password part of this statement and removed the password. from the audit storage. So this way we can configure data sunrise with different query types. We can do personalized queries if we capture information about the password values. And data sunrise can run in the proxy mode, in the sniffer mode, and even in the audit log training, data sunrise is able to capture information from database native logs and provide you with very vital information regarding different statements in the database instance. Thank you for watching.